Ouais, mais alors là, ici, encore un petit peu. Allez voir ailleurs. Bien Pierre. Hey. On descend tranquillement. Ouais, il reste pas les faire. Pas de flashlight, y'a que dalle.
22 31 05 22
Bravo
05
Le perds pas, le perds pas, le perds pas. J'imagine. On reste dessus.
I'm glad you're here. Very glad you're here. Sorry. Yep. Welcome. Thank you. Congratulations. Welcome.
I'm still lucky. I started 4 times and I finished 4 times, and I had 3 of these 4 races has been very hard. 99, half of the fleet was abandoned because of the weather on the Bay of Biscay. 2014, quite the same, and this was really bad. So
was this the hardest?
I think the hardest was with the Mini. It's good to be in this kind of capsule inside the boat and go through the waves. It was hard, but it's so much more sheltered. With a mini, if you can do it with a mini, then you can do it with anything. Yeah, the collision was bad. It was so scary. I can still see when I close my eyes the Skinner what happened. He came with the 17 knots of speed, straight T-boning towards my boat, and I was so lucky that just could slide ahead of him so that he hit only the transom and cut my runner, but I was lucky mast stayed on, and yeah, very lucky. I could have had serious injuries on that kind of incident, but nothing more than some bruises on the boat and could continue.
It took you some time to recover though?
Yeah, it took, after that I used 2 reefs on the mainsail and sailed really carefully and tried to get myself back into the mood of sailing and try to enjoy the sailing and mentally be back on the race. And yeah, that was after that it was more like finishing the race than racing itself. These boats are monsters. They are really mean machines, and it's, they are good on the bad weather, but all the handling on those 35-40 knots of winds and tacking with the boat, it was quite hard. I lost my wind instruments on the 4th day, and my autopilot doesn't make a tack if it doesn't have the wind information, so I had to make all those maneuvers hand steering, and then I was a bit lack of hands because I had to steer and do all the work. But it was very good practice and good learning and good experience.
Good experience going forward to the Vendée Globe?
Yeah, that's what it was. Really, that's what it was. Now I know a lot more of sailing of these boats. Even I sailed 6,000 miles before I started this race with this boat, but now almost 5,000 miles alone, so it's quite something.
How have the last few days been like? Have it been more relaxing? Have it been more at ease?
Yeah, it was quite light, and I finally hoisted the full main up because the batten number 6, which is the longest batten, was broken. So I tried to avoid to break the sail because this boat has to be sailed back to England right after. So, but yeah, I finally took the mainsail up and A3 and got some nice downwind sailing. But still, it was yeah, it was relaxing and nice.
So how satisfied do you feel to be in and to have completed it?
I'm very satisfied. I'm amazed. I could do it through the storm. I could do it without the wind instruments. I could survive after this collision. There were quite many spots to how to say, to abandon the race. And then after this collision and wind instruments, I woke up and the autopilot wasn't on. All the BHC instruments went off. And then I found 3 instruments which had some kind of short circuit, and I removed them from the system, and I had a spare processor. I changed the processor for the spare processor and connected all back again, and then since that happened maybe 2 weeks ago, there wasn't any problem with the autopilot, so autopilot worked perfectly, so that was a good experience also.
So did you enjoy it?
Time to time, yeah. It was surviving mostly, but yeah, I tried to enjoy it. I like when we turned downwind to open the sheets and not banging anymore so hard, then it was good.
Good. Well done. Good job.
Thanks, Andy.